Hi, and welcome to Sunday Sit Down, again with Revolution Fitness. I am Coach Nicki Hubbard. Today we're going to talk a little bit about solution talking instead of problem talking and having a positive focus and a goal. So often in training we hear the words, I can't, it's impossible, I'll never do this. A lot of times it might come in the phrases, I can't lose weight, or pull-ups are impossible, or push-ups are impossible, or upper body strength for women is impossible, or I never get nutrition right. Negative thoughts and the I can'ts and the I nevers and the impossibles are extremely destructive, and they imply that we have no internal and external control of our body. So one of the first things I'm going to talk about is having a positive affirmation. Whether you believe it to be true today or whether you want it to be true tomorrow or 20 years, this is something I am going to encourage all of Rev members and those outside of Revolution Fitness to say every single day when they first get up in the mirror. I am in control of my body, how I train it, and what I put in it. I'm also in charge of my mind, how I perceive myself, how I love myself, and my body will do anything that I tell it to do. This isn't to say, go test the parameters and jump off a building, or go jump out of a plane, or, it's about setting reasonable, attainable, and measurable goals. So how does that look? And what's a real goal? Because we hear all the time, I want to lose weight, I want to get in my skinny jeans, I want to put on some mass in my upper body, or I want to get stronger. But you have to be honest with yourself about what you're really working towards. And if you're really working towards what you're saying you're working towards, if it's a weight on the scale, a fit in your clothes, a rep count on exercise, are you taking the steps to get there? If we're eating 80% of the time, I have a good 80-20 rule. 80% or 90% of the time you're eating well, and 10 and 20% we have cheats here and there. We're going to be consistent. But if we only do that Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends we eat whatever we want to, we're blowing off our workouts, you're not really wanting to reach your goal. You're wanting to maintain, and that's fine. But we have to recognize if we're actually working towards our goal or if we just think we're working towards our goal, because there is a difference there. So first step, be honest about where you are. Are you in maintenance mode, or are you really pushing and working towards your goal and you don't seem to be getting there? We have to really ask ourselves, are we really being committed to our goal? And it goes back to, if you say, I want to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds, or I want to put on size, or I want to do this, you have to ask yourself every time you put something in your body, is this helpful for me? Is this a part of my goal? Or are you one of those who's eating well Monday through Friday and then sabotaging it on the weekend? And yes, you can sabotage a wonderful Monday through Friday of nutrition with very poor nutrition on Saturday and Sunday. It is quite possible. So we have to ask ourselves if we're really being honest and true about the goals that we're setting. Step 2, if we're honest, where do we want to go from here? Where do we want to be? Why? Is it a health reason? Is it a vanity reason? Is it because I want to cross the monkey bars with my kids, or because I want to play on the floor with my grandchildren and be able to get up and down easily? And how do I get there? Is it a workout? Is it proper nutrition? Is it learning about fueling my body properly from my trainer, from books that I read myself, from doing Google research, from planning out a meal plan and sticking to it? Is it therapy? Is it mental wellness? All of these things play into accomplishing a goal and getting there and moving beyond it. Step 3, know your strengths, know your skills, know your resources that are going to help you get to that goal. It can be the fact that you already enjoy working out, so pushing the envelope a bit, pushing and seeing what you're capable of. Maybe it's more weight, maybe it's higher intensity, whatever it is. Maybe it's that you have a wonderful supportive family, which I think is fundamentally important if we're ever going to reach a health and wellness goal, is having that family and friend support. We cannot do it without it. I mean, it really takes a village, and You know, having an accountability partner, someone who keeps you on your toes, someone who says, you know, if you're a woman, let's buy a purse, or let's put this on the line, and if you don't reach your goal, I get it, I keep it, or we give it a charity, whatever the case may be. And it really comes down to, you know, your strengths and your resources and your skills are things that you should be thankful for, and you need to recognize those things, and you need to constantly, every single day realize what they are and be grateful for them, and utilize them to your best potential. Step 4. Knowing your strengths is wonderful. I think it's way more important than knowing your weaknesses, but I do think knowing your weaknesses is extremely important. And it's not berating yourself, it's not beating yourself up. That's not what I'm asking you to do. You have to recognize where you often fall short. That's why there are many different types of people in the world. We all have different strengths and different weaknesses, and they play into each other, and that's why we need each other. It's one of the beautiful things about humans and human nature. So it's knowing those weaknesses and planning for them. Maybe you have an accountability partner who you like to sleep in and you won't set an alarm, but they will call you and get you out of bed. And you're great once you're in the gym at planning a workout, but maybe they're not so good at figuring out their way around the gym. That's one way. Public commitments on Facebook with your family, with your friends, saying, this is my goal, I'm committing to it, hold me to it, here's the date, here's the weight, here's the body fat, whatever it may be, put it out there. Avoid triggers, emotional, nutritional, whatever they are. If we can't stop at one serving of cookies, they don't belong in the house. If we can't get up early, we need to start conditioning ourselves every single day to try to get up early, setting the alarm 5 minutes earlier, setting the alarm 5 minutes earlier, and getting ourselves ready to get up and get out the door if that's what we need to do, or committing to leave work at a certain time. If our workout is at 6:30, it's being there on the dot. It's how do you attack these weaknesses and take precaution to sort of weave around them or tackle them head on. However we need to get there is what we need to do. Maybe that involves having a buddy, maybe that involves a personal look at yourself. Whichever the case may be, figure it out and get it done. I will say probably the best thing you can do for setting a goal, though, is to make a public commitment and having at least 2 other people hold you accountable. One friend or family member, and hopefully your trainer at Rev. Step 5, envision your life as if your goal is already here and you've already attained it. You know, Run Club on Saturday, it's very interesting. Paula was commenting on a certain area, a certain physique, a certain look, specifically her arms, and she said, you know what, my arms already look awesome. They're just hidden under there and I just have to reveal them. That is such a wonderful mentality to have. You know, under ourselves is this wonderful, whole, beautiful person, and sometimes we get so lost in vanity and this goal that seems so far off that we forget we're already awesome. You know, we're just taking little steps to get better and better and better. And I thought that was just a shining example of a beautiful human spirit. And live life like you're already fit. Live life like you can do those pull-ups you don't think you can do. Live life like you already fit in that, you know, size 2 dress, size 12 dress, whatever it is. Live life like you've already run the race, like you can lift the weight you want to lift. Envision it and then be it, and you'll be surprised how easily and how quickly it'll come. Your mind has phenomenal control over your body and phenomenal control over how you feel and how you live your life. And so when we're constantly in this positive, can do, nothing is impossible, I'm going to get it done mentality, you'd be surprised how much you actually can get done. Just take a second and just envision, what does that look like? When I hit my goal, what am I looking like? What am I doing? What does that mean for my life? And, you know, take a second and think about where you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year, 3 years, whatever it is. Look at how far you've already come. Sometimes it's hard to forget how much work you've put in, and we keep thinking about, well, I've got to get this, or I've got to get here, or 20 more pounds, or this much more weight, or this many more reps, or I want to fit in that dress. Take a second and just look at how far you've come and how much you've done in this time frame. And just imagine, man, I'm already this awesome. In 3 more months, 6 more months, 9 more months, 9 more years, whatever, I'm going to be so much more awesome. I mean, just take a step and appreciate what you've accomplished and how much you can accomplish. Step 6, practice those daily affirmations and assessments of progress. Ask yourself, everything you're doing, everything you eat, everything you say, everything you live, is it something that is helping your goal and pushing towards your goal, or is it hindering you? Sometimes I think we get caught up in that I deserve this, or I've been working so hard. But when we have this goal that we know is good for our body, it's good for our minds, it's good for our hearts, it's good for our family, it's good for our friends, it's a way to make us stronger, to give back to the community, and ultimately that's what we're made for, are we not? To take care of ourselves and give to others and love to others. So when we do this, you know, when we tell ourselves, I deserve a break, is that really helping us? Is that really a break? Because in the end, I think most of the time, and maybe you will not agree, maybe you will, when we take those breaks, we often feel guilty about them. And it's this terrible cycle of guilt and happiness, guilt and happiness. So why not just do things that help our goal and knowing we're doing the right thing all along? It sounds simple, and I know that it can be hard, but we just have to keep consciously asking ourselves, does this help or does this hinder? Just keep a mental check. Am I in alignment? And if you're not in alignment, let's plan ways to get back on track. And it starts, back at step 1, be honest about where you are. Step 2, where do you want to be? Step 3, knowing your strengths, what you're thankful for, things that help you. Step 4, knowing your weaknesses, planning around them. Step 5, envision your life as if your goal is here. And step 6, practice daily affirmations and always assess if you are on track. I thank you for your time today. I hope this has helped you. I don't want to hear another I can't, I never, impossible in the gym. If I do, it's, I don't know, I think a solid minute of burpee should do us right. So here is to great health, happy feelings, positive affirmations, and self-love, and a go-get-'em attitude. Rock on. Have a wonderful evening with love from Revolution Fitness. Have a wonderful night.